Welcome along to part 2 of our tutorial where we are creating a 3D model of a micro bat box using SketchUp. This is where we left off in our first video. Okay, so we've got the side, front and back walls all completed, and we also put on some mesh that runs down the back of the wall. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put an inner insert onto this box. Now to show you what that is, I'm going to go back to my original here and I'm just going to hide the roof. So you can have a look down inside of it. And you can see this insert that sits inside of the box. Okay, so it just closes up this gap a bit so no big predators can come in and attack our little bats. Alrighty, so what I'll do, just going back over to my new copy here, I'm going to hold down the mouse wheel and swing around to the base. I'll zoom in a bit here. I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, and I'm going to click on this inner corner here and drag across to the right hand corner. Okay, so that's 115 mil across. We need to come down 32 mil as well. So I'm going to type in 115, 32. Press enter and you'll get this rectangle here. We need to extrude that now, a distance of 11 millimeters. Now we can't do that as such at the moment because the front of our box is hiding that inner insert. So what I'm going to do is just right click on this front section and choose hide. That will just hide it for a moment so we can work on this insert. So I'm going to grab my push pull tool now, pull it up 11 mil, so type in 11 and press enter. Okay, now if you want you can convert that to a component. I probably wouldn't do that yet actually. What we might do first of all is just build the next part of that. So what are we going to do for the inner insert? We're going to do the same block again, just coming up. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, click in this corner, I'm going to come across to that corner, just there, so it's 115 across, and you want it to go 11 millimeters up. So you can type in 115, 11, press enter, use your push pull tool to pull that up, and that is going to go up 32 mil. Press enter. There's your inner insert all completed. So you can triple click on this now with your white arrow tool, 1, 2, 3, that will select it all. Okay, you can have a look around there too, and we're going to make that a component by right clicking on it, choosing make component. I'll just call it insert. Click OK. We'll go back to my materials, pick a wood color there and just color it in with that wood. Now to get the front of our box back, let's go on missing. You just need to go and click these little glasses over here. That's going to bring up our display options, and it's got unhide here. Just select all and that will unhide that front face, and you can now see that that's looking pretty good, and we've got our inner insert sitting inside attached to that. Alright, so the next thing we might add is the roof. Okay, now this is where it could get a little bit tricky. Let's see how we go though. So we pretty much want it to cover all of this area, but we also want it to hang off the edges a little bit. Okay, so the water just doesn't come into contact with the top of our box there. So our roof's going to be 190 by 123. Tell you what I might do, I'm going to change my view to the top down view, so looking straight down on top of it, and I'm going to draw my roof off to the side to start with. So with my rectangle I'm just going to click and drag out, so it's going to be 190, 123. Press enter. That's our roof. Now it's down pretty low at the moment, but that's fine. We're going to extrude that by grabbing the push pull tool. You can either pull it up or push it down, whichever way suits you, but it's going to be a depth of 7 mil. So just type 7 mil and we've now got our roof. You can triple click on that, right click on it and make it a component, call it the roof, and if you want, give it a splash of color as well. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to get this on a bit of an angle, this roof. So remember, if we look at our bird box up here, it's on an 8-degree angle, and we want the roof to match that 8-degree angle. So I'm going to come down level with the side roof, so down here, and I'm going to zoom in. Now I'm going to grab my protractor, so there's my protractor. I'm going to click on this top right corner, come across and click on the top left corner, move that dashed line down and just type in 8 and press enter. I'm going to do the same for the bottom right corner. Click once, come across to the bottom left corner, click again, come down and type in 8. So there's the angle that our roof needs to be running at. Okay, so what we'll do is double click on our roof to get inside of that component to allow us to edit it. And I'm just going to swing around here and zoom in a bit. I'm going to grab my move tool, grab the bottom of my roof here and pull it straight down. Don't angle it at all, just move it straight down and attach to that bottom dashed line. Bring this one straight down, attach it to the top dashed line, like so. So that's that side of the roof, angled at 8 degrees. You can delete these dashed lines if you would like. Don't need them anymore. Now I'll swing around to the other side here, and I'm going to do the same. I'll zoom in on this roof, grab my protractor, click on the top left, click on the top right, angle down and type in 8, press enter. Now click on the bottom left corner, click on the bottom right corner here, move my mouse down, type in 8, press enter. Okay, and you can see the angle now that we need to get this roof at to get this side at 8 degrees. So grab your white arrow, double click on a component first, so this roof component, to allow us in to edit it. Grab your move tool, pull the bottom corner straight down first. Let's see if that's going to work. There we go. Snap it onto that protractor guide that you just put on there. There we go. How's that looking? That seems somewhat right. That side looks good. This side seems a little bit wonky. Oh no, that's alright I think. Let's come in from the side and have it. No, that's alright. Okay, so just click outside of that and delete those guides. Did look a bit funny there for a moment, but I think it's okay. Okay, so that's our roof. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the top view, looking down on top of everything. I'm going to grab my move tool and I'm going to click on the midpoint up on the top of my roof and drag it over to my box and move it up. You should be able to snap it onto the midpoint right there. Actually, that hasn't quite got it. You can see there's a little gap down the back there. So let's find that midpoint again. Where was it? Just there. Try and move it back a little bit. Snapping it there. That's probably close enough. It doesn't matter if you can see those lines through there. That's fine. I think we might have it. That looks pretty good. We've now got the roof onto our bat box. Okay, don't worry about these lines. It's showing they're perfectly connected with one another. You could possibly lift it up a tiny amount. Actually, there's still a little bit of a gap just there where the mesh is showing. So let's try and lift it up a tiny, tiny amount. So grab your tool. There we go. You can lift it up a little bit there. Is that going to make any difference? Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so that's our roof all looking good. That's an 8-degree slope. It's attached to the back wall. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that is pretty much our bat box done. What we can do now is just drill a hole through the middle there and we can put a little symbol of a bat just there. Okay. So to put the bat logo in on the front of our box, I have gone onto Google Images and found a bat logo with a transparent background. So it's a PNG file. Remember, transparent backgrounds are those little grey and white checkered boxes that you can see behind an actual image. That just shows there's no actual background there. It's transparent. So in SketchUp, I'm going to go to that little folder at the top and choose Insert. And then I'll choose Your Computer. And then I've got my bat right there. So I'll bring it in and I'll insert it as an image. Now, it can be a little bit fiddly to put onto your box, but I'm just going to click on this front face, and oops, it's gone upside down. That's okay. I'll drag it out a little bit, get it to a reasonable size, drop it, grab my move tool, and yeah, just move it down a bit into a position that you're happy with. I'll get the front view here so I can make sure it's in the center, somewhere near the center. There, so that looks pretty good. The next thing we might do is just put the drill hole in the top of the box, and I think we'll be finished. So let's zoom in up the top here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this back wall component so we can edit it. I'm going to grab my tape measure from my toolbox, and I'm just going to draw a line from corner to corner and corner to corner. Whoops, I missed that one. We'll do that one again. There we go. So you'll have a dashed line running straight through there. Got two lines in there. Okay. So I've got two dashed lines running through there. That intersection there is the center of this top section, and that's where I want to drill a 6mm hole. So let's grab our circle tool and hover on that intersection and just drag out 6mm and drop a circle in. Now before we drill through, we're going to have to do that on the other side as well. Okay, so I know from this top corner down to this line here, it's 63mm. So that's going to come in handy here, because what we have to do is click on this top corner and come down 63mm. And you'll see a little dash appears just there. That little black dot is the tape measure leaving a mark. And do the same on the other side. Click on that top right corner and come straight down the line 63mm. That will leave a little black mark. And you can now join them up with your tape measure. Straight across, and you'll have a line running through there. I know this is a bit confusing, but we're going to put a cross end now that goes from corner to corner. Okay, and we can put a circle in the back there that's 6mm in size. And that's our drill hole. So what I'll do now is grab my arrow, click inside of that circle so it selects that space, and press delete. Swing around to the front and do the same. Click in that circle, press delete, and you've now got that drill hole looking straight through your back wall. All these dashed lines that you've just put in with the tape measure, you can click on them, whoops, and delete them one by one. Make sure they highlight blue before you delete them. That'll just tidy up our page a bit, and you can click off your bat box and you've got a finished copy. Alright, so that looks pretty sick. What I'll get you to do now that that's finished is click save up the top. A menu will come up. Hopefully you've been saving as it goes along. I just forgot to remind you. But click on your SketchUp folder and give it a name like Batbox or MicroBatbox and save it there. Alright, so that's that tutorial done. Once you've got it finished, make sure you save it and show your teacher. Might be worth taking a screenshot as well using your snipping tool and putting that into your assignment sheet. You're now ready to start making this in the workshop.